Hey everybody, Scout Crafty here. It's a beautiful rainy day outside. I'm really enjoying this weather. Spring is on its way. It won't be long before the crocuses pop up, and it means it's Mishmash Monday today. We got a lot to get to, so let's get to it. Next item, there's a little bit of backstory to it. You remember a couple weeks ago, I did the Bernard pliers. Well, one of the pliers had a name inscribed on it, and it was engraved, and it said Lathrop. And I didn't think nothing of it, but then I had a viewer contact me, and he said, "Hey, that's my my last name. Would you consider selling that to me? You know, it means a lot. You know, I don't see too many tools with my name." I heard that, and I said, "Well, you know, I never sell any tools, but I said you can have it. Just send me your address." And I guess he was kind of shocked by it. He was like, "Really?" So I sent it to him, and he was really happy with him. But in turn, he sent me something back that just blew me away, and I got to show you. This is amazing. Robert and his family live in Beaverton, Oklahoma, and I tell you, I got to get out to Oklahoma. I got a lot of subscribers out there. They're just great people, and I got to get out there one day. But look what Robert's wife, I guess, is a professional baker, and he said he asked her to make up a special batch for me, and look at how cool this is. First of all, it says Scout Craft. There's a little saw here on this cookie, you know, and look how nicely it's done. And of course, hammers, you know, where would we be without a beautiful hammer? And look at this custom hammer, nicely shaped, and what a beautiful job she did. But here, this really takes the cake. And look at this. This is, how cool is this? She did a before and after of the of a pair of pliers, and look at, you could see, you know, the before looking a little bit, you know, some patina on it, and after all nice and shiny with the Scout Crafter red. It's just amazing. I was blown away, and I have to tell you that I just think that's the coolest thing ever. I'm doing this now. Actually, today is before Monday, because I want to eat these, and so I didn't want to leave them sitting around. But I want to say thank you so much for Robert and his family, and it's just really a beautiful gift. Thank you so much. Okay, next up, I want to talk about a little knife here, and it, because of where it comes from New Zealand. New Zealand makes this knife here, and I don't know if you've ever seen one of these. I know 357 Magdad did a nice handle replacement on this, but a while ago, and this is called a Peasant Knife. And the reason that I've known these for years, I've carried one of these because in New York City, you know, there's so many laws that they have about carrying a knife and whatever in New York City. And with New York City's law is basically a 4-inch blade. You can't have more. But anything that locks, if a blade locks, which most of them do, that's illegal. And a gravity knife, or, you know, they even have it to, they said if it looks dangerous. So, you know, that's just ridiculous. You know, again, we're in a weird time of, but with this knife here, how a Peasant Knife works is it's a very simple knife. It's 2 scales with 2 Colby rivets there. And when you push down on here, you see this? Just flips around. That goes into the back here, and it becomes a very solid, stable knife. And this is very sharp. Out of the factory, this was extremely sharp, and it's a high carbon steel, so which means you just have to keep an eye on it. You don't want to put this anywhere where there's going to be a lot of moisture, but it does sharpen up very easy. Super lightweight, extremely comfortable in the hand, and when you fold it up, you know, again, this comes into, you have this little tab sticking out. Now, if you put a piece of 440 lanyard on here, it's great because you can put it in your pocket with just the lanyard hanging out, have easy access to it. You can open this one-handed, but it's not made like a, you know, a quick gravity or anything, but this is legal in New York City. And for a lot of times, if you want to carry a pocket knife, which, you know, you really, you know, how many times you need one, it's a nice knife to have. And they run, you know, they're under $20. This is a full size. They also make a mini, which is about 1 inch shorter. And it's made in New Zealand. And they've been making them for a long time. And it's called a Peasant Knife. They come in all different color handles and whatnot. But I don't know if you've ever seen one of these, but very interesting. They work very well. And when they're opened up, it's extremely sturdy. So very interesting knife. Think you might enjoy it. So check it out. Okay, next up, you might have seen these on Amazon. They're sold in a package of 2, And you could see here it's they're made in China, which is surprising. I didn't know China was making tools. And you can see it's their best quality, so that's always good. And what it is basically it's a stubby screwdriver, but it has a little collar that if you press in, you can adjust it up to a certain point. I guess it gives you another inch. It's Phillips on one side, standard on the other, and you could see that it, with a little finagling, it locks in, but you can listen. There's a little bit of a play in there. I never liked... That's why I always like solid screwdrivers. I never liked the play aspect in any. But again, this is one of those things. You gotta you can get it all the way down to about, that's the smallest it'll be. A little bit bigger than a normal stubby, but then you could bring it out, I guess, about another, almost an inch. And so, what do you think? Gimmick? Well, it's up to you. What do you think?
Okay,
on that
next
one?
up, there was a couple questions in the comments for the Hamady the other day, which was a really cool. A lot of people seem to like it. And a couple people have said, how come you don't put a maker's mark or a stamp or sign it or something? And I have to tell you, it's a funny story, but I guess years ago when I was in my 20s and stuff and I was making things, I thought I was the cat's pajamas. I said, man, I can make a lot of stuff and do a lot of things. And I started going to these metalworking shows and steam engine shows. And there were some machinists there that were like, you know, old-time machinists. These guys were in their 60s and 70s, and they could make anything out of nothing. It was amazing. And it's such a humbling experience. And I said, man, I don't know anything. I felt like a child there. And I still do. And that's why I feel like it's kind of pretentious for me to sign anything, because I really don't feel that that I've done anything that's worth signing, so to speak, you know. So that's why I don't sign anything, and yeah, I guess I won't for a while until I finally come up with something that I think deems being signed, you know. Anyway, in the comments too, a lot of people are saying that I didn't show how the punch was made, and I did have some footage of that, so I'll throw that in here now, and we'll take a look at it.
Okay, our next tool is really cool. I've had this for a while. This is patented. You can see what it is. It's patented December 21st, 1886. So, wow, that's an old one, huh? We don't usually get too much old ones. And you can see it's LL, looks like Rowe, and out of Boston. And it's a, can you figure out what it is? Just take a look at it. It looks kind of like a frog. And I think they painted it up. I think they put red over here and over there to make it look almost like a frog, because you could see when it opens up, you know, the mouth would be like almost like a frog's mouth. So it's a pretty cool tool. And let me show you what this tool does. Pretty interesting. Okay, basically what this tool is, it's a stovepipe crimper. Now, if you had two pieces of stovepipe the same diameter, obviously one, they can't fit into the other. So how this would work is you would raise up the jaw like this, and you would press it into your piece of stovepipe in here, and squeeze these two together like this. And when you do, it would crimp. It would make a type of crimp over here, and when you go all the way around, it'll fit one into the other. Let me show you how that works. Okay, now that's my first time ever crimping around the edge, but you can see it does a pretty nice job there and makes a crimp around here. Now I could fit one pipe into the other and fasten it that way. So now, and then by banging this down a little bit, you can have a pretty secure fit of stovepipe or whatever you had to do. And pretty interesting tool. Still works good, and still a useful tool. And it's a crimper, a stovepipe crimper. Looks like a frog, and be wondered if they had a name for this or something. But you can see 1886, December 21st. Okay, that's a pretty cool one. Okay, everybody, thanks very much for tuning in. And don't forget, the oil can challenge is due a week from tomorrow. So if you haven't started, it's a good chance to get started. Thanks very much for tuning in. Take care. Bye-bye.